Week 2 of the Green Bay Packers OTA practices are officially underway. And with that being said, we have some more news, notes, highlights, observations from the first day of Week 2's practice. And we're going to break it all down in this video. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Now, before we jump into everything you need to know about practice today, make sure you guys do yourself a favor and join the family. But more importantly, do me a favor and comment down below your prediction, your two players or one player, whatever it may be, who you think could break out for the Packers this season. Whether it's a rookie, a second-year player, a veteran, or maybe even someone they just signed in free agency like a Josh Jacobs or an Xavier McKinney, right? Now, if you had to ask me, someone I think could have a massive season here for the Green Bay Packers in 2024 is Javon Bullard. Now, obviously, he's a rookie, but I think he has potential to be a day one starter, but someone who can impact the game on a totally different level, a new dynamic from what they had last season. I think this safety, this DB room in general, is going to have a massive season. Comment down below who you think could have a massive year. I know Lucas Van Ness is getting a lot of hype right now as well, so I'm very excited to see him. And Kingsley, the 5th round pick of 2022, the defensive end, he's off to a great start as well. So a lot of guys looking good. We'll see who ends up looking even better going forward. Now, with that being said, let's dive a little bit into today's practice. Now, let's just go through the things that I've noticed and what the media is coming out and saying. Now, the first team offensive line was Walker, Morgan, Myers, Ryan, and Dillard was out there as well. In terms of the starting lineup, it looks really good to me, right? Rasheed Walker, Elton Jenkins, I believe, wasn't there today, so Andre Dillard was someone who stepped up. Jordan Morgan, the first round pick. I mean, they have guys that I really do like, and then, obviously everyone else. I think this team is deep at O-line, and when they're fully healthy, they've got potential to be one of the best in football, right? So Jordan Morgan was lining up with the ones that actually left guard, right? So that was interesting in my eyes. Dillard left side, I believe Morgan in the left guard spot. So that was something I definitely took note of. Want to see him continue to work with the one. Since Elton Jenkins isn't there, I think Rasheed Walker and Andre Dillard at tackle with Morgan at left guard is probably the best thing that you can see, right? Want to see that versatility. Can you move inside if we need you to? I think that's the answer, or the question that they're trying to answer right now. Now, we also got to see a little bit more of the DB room. We talked a little bit about Javon Bullard a second ago, but Corey Ballantyne is a guy that's really trying to earn himself a role on this team. Now, normally he is an outside boundary type of corner, but in today's practice, got a little bit of work with the twos in the slot. There was one play specifically where Jaden Reed, kind of burnt him on a slant route, made a really good catch. So that was something to take note of. Ballantyne getting some work inside the slot in the nickel role, but we'll see if he can continue to progress in that area of his game. Now, there was a Jordan Love really bad, underthrown pass in team period, but guys, Dontavion Wicks is another one of those guys I think could have an incredible type of year. He had an unbelievable catch coming back to the football on the right side of the field for a deep catch. Looked like Eric Stokes maybe lost track of the football, but Wicks, unbelievable grab. Definitely got to give him a lot of shout out, a lot of credit, because he's a guy I also believe could, have a big year. Again, offensive line working with the twos on the other side of the field. You had Jones, Jennings, Monk, Telford, and Tunata. Those are the guys working with the twos. Who else stood out today? Brendan Cox and Kingsley were getting some DE work, or defensive end work, with the ones. Again, we said it earlier. Kingsley is the guy that is, dude, I don't understand how he's practicing right now, but he, had an injury, he's back, and he looks full steam ahead. This dude, you could tell, not only was, getting better, but improving mentally, putting in those mental reps throughout the offseason. I don't know what to say, but what I will say is Kingsley, please keep an eye out on him. They have Rashawn Gary, they have Preston Smith, but when you talk about some depth, Lucas Van Ness and Kingsley might be some of the best edge rushers off the bench in the entirety of the NFL next season. I wouldn't be surprised at all. We had another nice contested catch by Wicks on the corner, on a corner route. I think that was a different one. Stokes in coverage again. So Wicks obviously making plays already quickly in camps, or in camp. did a nice job just working back to the football. I know I'm getting a lot of or out of position here, but just I can't, emphasize it enough. Dontavion Wicks is a guy that I think is a dog, right? And I know you have Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs, and Jaden Reed, right? And Bo Melton looked good at times last year as well. But Dontavion Wicks is just a different type of special for this wide receiver room. Another good thing we saw in today's practice, and actually before we get into the remainder of this video, I need you guys to do me a favor, hit that like button so not only we can get this video out to more Packers fans, but also subscribe if you're new. It's free, it doesn't cost anything, and we will be covering the Packers throughout the entirety of the offseason. Not only will we be covering OTAs, but mandatory minicamp next week. We got preseason, training camp, regular, everything, right? We're going to be covering everything you need to know throughout the entirety of the offseason. So make sure you guys do yourself a favor and join the family. Turn on your post notifications. That way you're notified every time we drop a Packers video as well. Because I promise you, once the season starts too, we're going to have film breakdowns of Jordan Love and everybody, Josh Jacobs, film review almost every single week for the Packers. We got you guys covered. Now, let's dive back into the video. Josh Jacobs was back. Now, wasn't fully there, right? But 20% pace, just getting into the team drills, taking mental reps, getting physical reps, just walking through with the team and trying to you really debut what he looks like in a Packers jersey. So that was definitely something I enjoyed seeing today. It was a very light team period, but he was in there after Dillon and Lloyd handled the much faster pace of team practice. So again, this is a time for A.J. Dillon and Marshawn Lloyd to really progress, get better, and maybe even make a name for themselves, because once Josh Jacobs is back, man, you never know. This dude could completely take over the job once again. Not once again, but you guys know what I mean. He could completely just take all these snaps, because that's how good of a player he is. And also another thing about Josh Jacobs is had a big year catching the football, so it adds a sense of unpredictability where a guy like A.J. Dillon is, it's ground and pound. When he's on the field, you're probably going to give him the football, right? So Josh Jacobs can not only run, but he can catch out the backfield as well. Henry Pearson got plenty of looks today with the ones, both in full speed and in walkthroughs as well. Sean Ryan getting some reps at center through walkthroughs. They are rotating guys pretty much everywhere along this offensive line, trying to figure out who fits where and who can, be versatile for this team. Quay Walker was all over the inside run. I mean, dude, this dude Quay Walker is getting better too. One of those guys who I thought was a little bit higher, or when they took him, I thought maybe could have went a little bit later in the draft. But man, he's proven me wrong. Quay Walker looks pretty good right now, especially in OTAs. Melton had a really good low catch from Clifford. Basically, Bo Melton is another one. Dude, this wide receiver room is so stacked. Bo Melton does not drop a pass. If it comes even where or anywhere near him, he's definitely going to make a catch. So, love to see that. Edgerrin Cooper is getting so much praise from the coaches. Very fast on blitzes. So expect a lot of, double mug blitzes up the middle with Quay Walker and Edgerrin Cooper, man. These guys can make big time plays, and they can do it a lot. So very excited for that. Colby Wooten is another guy working with the defensive ends. Again, you just look at this team. You just get extremely happy because they have depth everywhere. They have guys that can make plays and guys that can just do all of the little things for you. So, definitely a great day here if you're a Packers fan. Great job building this roster and looks good so far. Oh, another guy I forgot to mention, UDFA Julian Hicks. Again, wide receiver room's deep. He's got a lot of work to do, but he looked pretty good as well. Alex Mago, former quarterback. He's a wide receiver now as well. Julian Hicks looks like he might be able to find his way on this roster if he continues to play like this. So let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, and I'll see you in the next Packers update. Peace.